right, guys, plain and simple. UFC 251 is among us. It is this Saturday. Can't miss it. Raul, what's going on, bro?
Hey, man, how's it going over there?
Hey, excited as fuck because we got an amazing card, and what we're gonna do is a lightning round here. Okay, this is just predictions. Who do you got? And let's just start there. So we got the first fight. Who would that be? The opening fight of the night. We got Paige VanZandt versus
Amanda Ribas.
And who do you got in that fight, man?
All right, I'm going to go with Amanda Ribas on this one. I think she's a little bit higher. Well, she is higher in the ranks. I think she's coming in a little bit more prepared. Paige is looking at free agency, so her head might not be completely in the game. I just think Amanda's going to come in more as a prepared fighter for this one.
So if you're a betting man, you would also put your money there because she is a favorite by a lot. So this is where it gets tricky, right? Because even though you got your favorite, is this would you see something wrong in somebody putting $100 on Paige VanZandt in this fight?
Not at all. I mean, I definitely people have to understand you have to separate betting versus actual martial arts analysis. In terms of fighting, I gave it to Amanda, but in terms of betting, VANZANT is no joke. She's not coming in as a scrub. She has the experience. She's going to want to probably show off to maybe negotiate a really decent contract as a free agent with the UFC again. So I definitely wouldn't count her out.
I wouldn't count her out either. So I'm going to go just because I'm a fanboy. I'm going to go Paige VanZandt on this one. But again, Raul as it gets is the one that's prediction are going to be relevant this episode. So we've got that fight. So you've got Ribas winning, and that's going to be a good call, I think, even though I'm a fanboy and I like VanZandt. But okay, so we move along to the second fight of the night, which is
Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. Again, amazing rematch. This is a fight that can really, really go either way. Again, in terms of just what I feel as more prepared fighter and the fact that the outcome in the last fight was pretty clear cut, I'm going to give it to Jessica Andrade on this one. Although we do have a determined Rose, we have a motivated Rose, we have a Rose that's training with her fiance, Pat Barry, a legendary kickboxer. So again, it's not a fight you want to miss. It's not a fight that I would not be disappointed if Rose takes it. I wouldn't even be surprised. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense too. So,
yep, I'm gonna definitely go against you again here and say Rose Namajunas for me. Wait, which one? What round do you have this fight? I'm just curious. Do you have this as a stoppage or you have a decision?
I think a decision. I think the only way this fight stops is one of them gets sloppy or just gets one of those lucky shots in. But we got two amazing strikers. They're not going to be dropping their guard too soon.
All right. Yeah, I got Namajunas in this one, and we'll see how it goes. I just love her style, her striking, and I think she's proven that she's the better competitor in the first match, and I think in the first fight. And I do think that Andrade got a little lucky the first fight. Looking to see if that luck either comes back or if maybe Andrade just is the better fighter and had a bad first fight. You never know, and Namajunas has to respect that power. So I totally get that prediction. And now moving along to the third fight of the night, which is incredible already. We enter our first title fight of the evening, and it's gonna be Raul. Give it to me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, legendary fight. We got a legend in Jose Aldo, and we got a rising star in Peter Yan. I mean, this guy is explosive. He's one of those fighters that they don't hesitate with their striking. You see a lot of times where guys kind of going 50%, 40%, and then every once in a while they'll throw in that 100% committed strike. With Peter Yan, I mean, when he's gonna throw a punch, he's giving his all every single time. So he's very explosive, very dangerous if you get caught. And then you got Jose Aldo, was obviously a legend, a very experienced fighter. I just find it that him having to come down to this weight class, Peter Yan already been dominating at this weight class, and the more battle-damaged fighter in Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, I just see him taking this as the more fresh and prepped fighter.
And you, not to take away from Jose Aldo, but I do see Aldo declining over the years. Obviously, he's been doing this for way longer. He held a belt for 5 years in the UFC alone, let alone the fact that I don't think he was defeated in 10 years out of his MMA career. I do think all these things start to add up. And the fact that Jose Aldo is one of those guys that I feel like he's aged beyond his years. He's only 33, I believe, like we spoke about. And I think he is deteriorating, and he's not the Jose Aldo we used to see. And Peter Yan is just a rising star right now, and the momentum is all in his favor. So I'm gonna have to go with you on that. I'm gonna have to say Peter Yan, and he'd be the guy who I'd vote. It'd be the guy who I actually bet on. So I'm with you on that. So we're doing this quick episode for you guys, lightning round. The next fight, Rule, give it to me. This one I'm really looking forward to as well.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, the first match was very decisive. Alexander took it pretty clearly. No controversy there. He beat the record in leg kicks and a featherweight bout. So the interesting thing about this fight is going to be is if Max responds to that, is he going to come in with a game plan that's going to respond to those leg kicks? If not, if he's going to try to attempt the same thing he did the first fight, then I totally see us going Alexander's way once again. He was easily the better fighter the first match. So it's really going to come down to is Max going to switch up his game and counter those leg kicks, or maybe even take it to the ground a little sooner this time and not stand up with Alexander.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Holloway goes to the ground here. I don't see him switching it up much. I really do think that at this point in time, it's going to be the same fight as the first time. I just think that it's a matter of, did Holloway adapt enough? Did he learn enough from the first encounter? That's going to be the deciding factor. But at the same time, you have Volkanovski, who's also an always improving athlete. This one's going to be tough to call. But the first fight went so decisively in favor of Volkanovski, and he clearly, like we talked about, he clearly went ahead. He was one step ahead in that chess match. I have to go here, Volkanovski again. Although I'm a big Holloway fanboy, this is going to be a night of heartbreaks, because that's what happens when you have all these big names, man. You just somebody's got to go, and I do believe that Volkanovski is here and he's the new champ, and that's saying a lot, because Holloway is, in my opinion, one of the best in that weight class. Besides Jose Aldo, I mean, you can't even argue it at this point. And if Volkanovski, real quick before we go to the main event, if Volkanovski wins this fight, would you put him as one of the most elite in the weight class? Maybe not the most dominant, obviously. He doesn't have title defenses yet, but would you put him as the most elite to ever do it in this weight class?
So he's definitely beaten big names, and he'd be on his way there. I wouldn't put him there just yet with this fight, only because I just feel like he can still do more in terms of building that legacy and just other maybe super fights and things like that. But he'll be really easily on his way and pretty darn close to that conversation. And I mean, we talked about this in our main event recap. I mean, this whole card, dude, is like I said to the listeners, if there's ever a time to start watching MMA, it's this card, because this card, there's no bad guy or good guy like we've seen, like the villain or anything like that. These are all great fighters. I'd be happy with any of them winning, and they're just stacked, action-packed fights that can go either way. So I really expect to see just insane MMA all throughout.
Insane MMA all the way throughout, bro. And I agree with that 100%, which leaves us with the lightning round going into the final battle of the night. And it's going to be in Fight Island, all of this. So, guys, like we say, stay tuned. 10 o'clock Saturday night is going to be so lit. Even if you're not a fight fan, you will have a chance to at least see some of the most epic names in the game right now. And they're all facing each other. And it's so crazy. This is like a carnival for MMA fans. We have, and I'll announce this one because shit, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to. Masvidal, Usman, what a fight! This is gonna be where it's at, guys. The favorite in this one is gonna be Usman on paper, but you mentioned something to me that was really interesting. The favorites, you think do you think that there's a reason why Masvidal is so heavily underdogged?
Yeah. So these last couple of days, I mean, I've been really balls deep into YouTube and just been watching all these videos of really recent interviews, conversations of just both fighters and what they've been talking about in terms of preparation for this. And one of the reasons that the odd makers in the first place gave Usman the favoritism is simply just because they believe George Masvidal didn't have a fight camp. Like, he's coming in this with a 6-day notice. Yeah, he's in shape because most fighters stay in shape year round, but he didn't really prepare for a fight. I'm starting to learn that's complete bullshit. Masvidal has been training for Usman ever since the Nate Diaz fight. He's been hiring wrestlers. He's been training nonstop. Like, if you had a fight contracted, I mean, he hasn't stopped. So he's coming ready to go, while Usman has a disadvantage in training for a guy like Burgos and not Masvidal, who's a completely different fighter in terms of style. So yeah, no, I at first I would say it was me being biased in terms of going for Masvidal being from Miami, but now I'm really going for him because I just think he's going to be the better fighter in terms of style in this.
I'm going for Masvidal as well. I cannot help but feel that this is where it's at, man. I feel like this is his fight, and the only problem I have with this fight, man, is Masvidal is at 190 pounds on fight week. Okay, we're not even sure if this hype is real or not, in the sense of, okay, he's passed the COVID test. He's still got to do, I think, one more, or maybe he's got one more round to go.
Just one more after the weigh-in.
Just one more after the weigh-in. So he's just got to clear that one and we're good. But that's the key factor, the weigh-in. Again, he was weighing at 190, and that's a little worrisome. But at the same time, these guys cut a lot, man. You know,
well,
they cut a lot.
Here's the thing, man. I think it's all BS. I think he has an amazing managing team behind him, and in Abraham and in first round management. I think it's all like a narrative to just build up this legendary fight. So it's even that much bigger if he wins. I think it was bullshit about him not having a fight camp. He was more than ready because he wouldn't have taken a championship fight. I think it's bullshit about the weight cut. I think he has to cut a lot less than he says he does. But it's all this amazing, marketing scheme that his management has shown in the past to work with, Street Jesus and the Resurrection, all this marketing stuff to now where he's built this narrative. So if he wins and when he wins, it's gonna be just that much bigger of a deal because he's built this story around it.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that fight. So you've got Masvidal winning this fight, and you've got TKO. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think he's taking him out. Maybe not so early because Usman is a beast. We can't take that away from him, and he's dominated the division stylistically. So it won't be easy, but he's taking him out.
Okay. All right, man. Fair enough. Fair enough. And not taking away from Usman. We agree that Usman is like we said in our, if you guys want to watch, we have an entire breakdown on just the main event, which is really interesting because it goes into all the drama leading up to the fight and all that. But I'll just reiterate one more time. Usman is definitely one of the better champions we've seen in the last couple of years in this weight class. So this is the fight to watch. This is the main event for a damn good reason. And guys, we will see you after UFC 251 for the recap and so many stories that have got to come from this card. Mandatory. This is going to be insane. I can't wait to sit on Saturday night and have my nice beer and just see the tweets on my screen, hear Joe Rogan's voice. Holla. Fucking holla. So, Raul, thank you for joining me in this lightning round of predictions. Gamblers out there, if you trust us, go for it. And let us know if we fucked you over with your money. I mean, we're not going to reimburse you, but we'll feel for you. Thanks a lot, guys. Stay tuned for Game On. Fight On is this segment. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you like what you see. And you know what? Hit us with a thumbs down. We got our first thumbs down just today in one of our videos. That is awesome. That when people, no, fuck that. We applaud that shit. Give us more thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. You give a fuck? I give a fuck. So anyway, guys, so excited to bring you this content and much more. We'll see you soon. Later, Raul.